That was embarrassing. That was completely embarrassing. That was one of the most embarrassing performances this team has put up in franchise history. That's really what you guys have? 3 points? 3 points. You traveled all the way to Buffalo just to put up 3 points in a playoff game. Absolutely pathetic. Oh, damn. I mean, y'all put up 12 points in the division round last time. I didn't think you could get worse. They said, nah, bro, we can get worse. What's 12 divided by 4? 3. We gonna put up 3 points for y'all today. Uh, yeah, well, I mean, look at the bright side, Baltimore. Ravens fans, let's look at the bright side. The team scored more points than playoff wins we've had in total since the Super Bowl. So, I mean, hey, that's progress, right? That's progress. But yeah, Ravens go out there, absolutely embarrass themselves, look like a bunch of pathetic frauds, and just, go out there and lose in a depressing fashion. It was a 3-3 game after halftime, and then the team absolutely proceeded to do nothing and embarrass themselves and choke. Just the way the franchise has been slowly building themselves up. Lamar Jackson is going to get all the smoke by the media this week. They're going to crucify him. They're going to completely criticize him. He will probably get a majority of this blame. People will call him trash. People will call him a running back. People will say the Ravens need to move on from him. That's definitely going to be the talk this year. So Lamar, I hope you're ready to hear those critiques, because if you thought the narratives you were hearing about not winning a playoff game were bad, you haven't seen anything yet. In terms of Lamar Jackson's performance, first half he didn't look too bad. It wasn't all his fault with the situation. Granted, there were times where he held on the ball too long and made stupid plays, and he also could have been better in terms of getting the ball out of his hands. But still, not all his fault, because the team as a whole played like absolute garbage. I mean, just complete trash, garbage, pathetic, embarrassing. I couldn't really describe how much of a pathetic unit this offense looked today. Now, I'm going to say this definitely. I don't want to hear anybody look at the defense and put any blame on them. This defense held Buffalo to 10 points. The defense, they were the only reason we had any shot to win this game. Defense went out there and did their job. They absolutely deserve all the credit. I'll say this though, there was only one thing to really critique from the defense, and that was Wink Martindale's play calling when it came to that drive that the Bills had coming out of halftime. I don't know why you would put Williams on Stephon Diggs on the 2nd and 16. Why is he covering him? If we specifically talked about this, if it's not Peters, if it's not Smith, if it's not Humphrey, do not put if it's not one of those three, then don't let it happen. Don't let it happen. One of those three have to be covering Diggs at all time. You think Williams is good enough to cover Diggs? That was the easiest. That was one of the easiest throws Josh Allen had all day. And that was a 2nd and 16. But let's talk about the easiest throw he had. What the hell was that game plan at the goal line? 3 receivers to the left, and you put 2 cornerbacks there. What was the game plan, Wink? What was the game plan? But you know what? That drive was terrible. But everything else the Ravens defense did, solid. Solid. Congrats to that defense. You showed up. If you guys however you want to go back to Baltimore is however you want. If you want to get on the plane, really up to you. If you want to get on a bus, do what you got to do. You guys are free to do whatever you want. Everybody else, you don't even deserve to see a bus. You should walk back home. That's how pathetic you are. You should walk back home, okay? You shouldn't even get a ride from anybody. You should walk back home because y'all were absolutely garbage. Oh, you were garbage. Let's start with the most unacceptable part of this game, special teams. John Harbaugh, your specialty is in special teams, right? You were a special teams coordinator for the most part. You dealt with the special teams unit back in Philadelphia. That's what you specialize in. And you brought that to Baltimore, right? Why wasn't your special teams prepared to play today? I mean, they really looked like hot garbage. Penalties happened from the special teams, as usual. A big run coming out at halftime definitely happened. Good job there. Justin Tucker missing 2 field goals. Sam Cook having one of the worst punts in his career. I mean, that's absolutely embarrassing. Justin Tucker, Hang your head in shame. And that is so tough to say. You doink those 2 kicks. Bruh, you look like Cody Parkey out there. You doinking the ball. What are you doing? 2 missed field goals under 50 yards from Justin Tucker? What the hell? Oh, Lord, somebody, please save me. Oh, please save me. Please save me. Justin Tucker went on national TV on a playoff game and missed 2 kicks under 50 yards. And yeah, the win definitely did play a huge factor in that, so let's not forget that. But, I mean, we've seen Justin Tucker play in tough elements, and he still kicked the ball well. This is not even just about that. If you notice, Tucker has actually been pretty bad in the postseason the last few times. Last year's game against the Titans, he missed a field goal. Last week against the Titans, he also missed a field goal. Tucker, what's going on, dog? What are you doing? You been looking like trash, bro. Whatever, it is what it is. Other than that, special teams was garbage. I'm gonna hold that on John Harbaugh. That's your unit. That's your specialty. That was absolutely disgusting. I couldn't believe our special teams unit played as embarrassing as they did. Now it's time to move on to this pathetic excuse of an offense. Lamar. Like I already said, prepare for another offseason of criticism. It will start up tomorrow. It might start up, not even tomorrow, because, the other games have to happen. But prepare yourself for Monday morning. I mean, do your best to ignore them, but I know people are going to definitely tag you on this and show you this and stuff like that. But prepare. Monday morning, they're going to crucify you on national television. And they will continue to crucify. They'll just straight up continue to crucify you and criticize you and do whatever they can to just talk about how you can't get the job done, how you suck, all this other stuff. Oh, trust me. Stephen A is going to have fun with this, definitely. He going to have fun with this. Absolutely pathetic. But Lamar, again, you didn't necessarily have a bad game for the most part. First half, you didn't have a bad game. You made one mistake. You made one mistake, and that one mistake cost us the game. Everyone's going to look like that and say, well, the one mistake cost us the game. In all honesty, I don't believe that one mistake. If you look at it in that situation, you went from being down 7 to being down 14 in the game that was going like that. So you can argue that one interception definitely did cost the team the game. So if people want to say that, that's fine to say. Lamar threw a pick 6 in the red zone. Ironically, that's the first interception he's thrown in the red zone in his career. Congratulations, Lamar. I mean, I don't know what to tell you, man. This is tough. Definitely tough, I feel like I should be much more angrier, but I'm not. I think I've kind of just accepted that this is the Ravens. This is who they are, man. This is who they are. This is how they present themselves. This ain't the Ravens of old. This ain't the Ravens that put fear in your heart, okay? The Ravens squad I saw, bring fear to their opponents when they went into the playoffs. That's gone. That is definitely gone. They don't bring fear to anybody. They don't. The defense looked great, and I can't even blame them, but, I mean, you think an offense with an MVP wouldn't look this anemic. Speaking of the offense, when we talked about Lamar, let's actually get in on these pathetic bums. Lamar didn't look great himself, but what in God's name was he supposed to do with this pathetic unit? First of all, Makari, you need to be gone. Everybody on the offensive line needs to be gone except Brown and Stanley. And Stanley didn't even play. Stanley's coming back next season. Brown needs to stay. Everybody else on the offensive line, piss off. You're not needed. Get out. Get out. You're not needed. You're not needed. You cannot block. You can't pass protect to save your lives. You get paid to do this, and you're trash. Get out. DeCosta, look at these units. Look at these individuals on the offensive line. Keep Brown, keep Stanley. Tell everyone else to kick rocks and draft some offensive linemen in the draft because these guys can't pass protect to save their lives. Oh, my God. They're trash. Oh, man. Yeah, offensive line was garbage today. They could not protect Lamar worth a damn. He was under pressure the entire day. They just looked like a pathetic unit. I mean, that's embarrassing. How are you going to let your MVP quarterback go through that? And Makari, what a pathetic embarrassment. You were supposed to be the best. You were supposed to be our best center on the team. You were consistent with snapping the ball. Today, you were flat out garbage. Everyone on this offensive line just needs to go except Brown and Stanley. Go draft their replacements. Get these other guys out of here. They can't do anything right. Maybe you keep Ben Powers. I don't know. But no, just other than Brown and Stanley, everyone else most likely needs to go because this offensive line was flat out garbage. Fix the offensive line, DeCosca. Then you look at the receivers, and again, everybody in the franchise owes this man an apology. I don't care how he looks next season. Hollywood Brown is a clutch receiver in the playoffs. This guy shows up and does his job and balls out. And us as a unit, and us just as a fan base in general, owe this man an apology. He showed up again for another game. He always shows up in the playoffs and does his job. He always shows up for whatever he's doing in the regular season, the inconsistencies. When he gets to the playoffs, he does his job. Simple as that. He does his job. So, Hollywood, I'm going to call you Hollywood moving forward. And if you have another season like this where you're just inconsistent and you're not doing anything for much of it, I'll criticize you. But you deserve your name Hollywood because when the lights shine brightest, you show up. And you showed up in these 2 playoff games. So you get your credit. Everyone else, y'all need to go. Willie Snead wasn't bad, but you just need to go. You're not making an impact on this offense. Mark Andrews, you have been a disappointment, my friend. I'm going to say that. You've been a disappointment in the playoffs. You have done virtually nothing in the playoffs. You can't get open in the playoffs. You haven't done anything. Devin Duvernay, if I were you, bro, I mean, I don't know, man. I would hope this team would cut me. If I was Devin Duvernay, I would hope the Ravens cut me because at least I might have a chance somewhere else to actually do something. I didn't even feel Devin Duvernay's presence in the game. I don't even know if he was in the damn game at some point. I didn't feel his presence. Same goes for Boykin. I don't feel Boykin's presence. Boykin, you also might want to dip, man. Because, like, this team, they don't know how to develop receivers. They don't know what the hell they're doing. You might want to save yourself, man. You might want to seriously save yourself because, like, I don't know what to tell you, man. Save yourself. Save yourself. Who else? Because I don't really have anger left really to talk about this. I'm so used to this by now. And this is just who the Ravens are. And until changes are made, this is who we're going to be. But, Des Bryant, I mean, you didn't do anything, but what was there to expect from you? Yeah, this receiving core in general, other than Hollywood Brown, didn't do jack shit. So, that sucked. What else is new? Our receivers don't show up in the playoffs. Catching the football, what is that? J.K. Dobbins dropping passes when he should be catching them and they're in his hands. What is that? You think he can catch? J.K. Dobbins had his rookie moment. I'll give him that. He definitely had his rookie moment today. Oh, boy, he had his rookie moment, and that was truly embarrassing. It is what it is, man. Man, I'm getting tired of everything. I don't got much to say here because this team was absolutely pathetic. Just a straight-up joke. What was I supposed to say? Offense was goofy. They were garbage. And it all comes down to our main man. We talked about the O-line being pathetic. We talked about Lamar Jackson making the one mistake that most likely cost us the game. And we talked about the receivers not doing shit other than Hollywood Brown. Let's actually talk about the man who actually calls a play. Greg Roman. Greg Roman, you have been a thorn in the Ravens fan base side for such a long time. I think the Ravens need to come to a decision as to what to do with you moving forward. Either one of two things need to happen. Either you get a passing coordinator to only call the passing plays and don't let Greg Roman call a single pass play in his life again, or you just flat out fire this dude. Fire this dude, have a fresh start, see what you can do. Honestly, I'd prefer to just really look at these coaching staff and maybe fire a good chunk of them in general. Because what are our receiving coaches doing? What the hell are they doing? What are the receiving coaches doing? Nothing, because these receivers are garbage. They don't do anything. And it sucks to call them garbage because, again, it's not their fault that Greg Roman can't scheme a play. Hell, Kurt Warner was legit out there exposing our passing concepts and showing just how Lamar really can't do anything if there's two receivers in the same place because Greg Roman doesn't actually know how to scheme up a pass play. So guess what? Our receivers end up looking like garbage, so they're going to have to be called garbage even though it's not all their fault. Greg, thanks a lot, Greg Roman. You're just screwing over our young receivers. I feel so bad for Devin Duvernay. There was expectation. There wasn't even expectation. There was just hope that he could do something in this offense. He has not made a single impression on this offense. Absolutely embarrassing. What a waste of talent we are doing right now. We're just wasting his talents. He could be useful on another team in Baltimore with this passing game or with this offensive coordinator. No, can't be useful here. But yeah, Greg Roman was trash. John Harbaugh, we need to seriously start looking at this man because if you're gonna call him a great head coach, then you need to call him out for this garbage. Why isn't this team ever ready to play in the playoffs? Why are they never ready to play in the playoffs? I don't understand this. They're never ready to play in big games in the postseason. Hell, they weren't even ready to play last week against the Titans. That's why we were down 10-0. You're not ready to play. Y'all never seem to be ready to play. That was absolutely embarrassing. That was a disgusting display. That was one of the worst losses in franchise history. You guys went out there and got us today. So congrats. The Casca, seriously, offseason, look at this team thoroughly. You might want to get rid of some coaches. I'm going to say that. That's really all I got to really say. Overall, this game was an embarrassing performance. Congratulations to the Bills. You're going to the AFC Championship game. Knock them dead. Do whatever you can against the Chiefs. So wish you guys the best of luck. But yeah, defense did their job, so I got nothing to say about them. You know, they've been great. Offense was an absolute embarrassment. The team as a whole was an embarrassment. Special teams was garbage. John Harbaugh, once again, looking like he's exposed. I mean, at some point, you got to call out John Harbaugh for not getting his team prepared. They're never prepared to play in the playoffs. Why, John? Why isn't your team ever ready to prepare? Why aren't they ever ready to go and play in the playoffs? Why are they never prepared? Why do they always start off slow? Why do they always make mistakes? Why can't they always catch the ball? Why are these plays happening? Why are they never ready, John Harbaugh? You got to start questioning this man. Seriously, you got to start questioning this man. Greg Roman, you're most likely going to be gone after this season. I honestly think the Ravens need to make a huge change just in general in how they play because this style of play is not going to win them the Super Bowl. This team ain't built to just run the ball like that and deal with that and stuff. It's just not going to happen. So the Ravens need to figure something out, get rid of Greg Roman, find a new offensive coordinator, or, just get a passing coordinator, have him call the pass plays, and then, don't let Greg Roman call a single pass play if you still want to keep Greg Roman here. Choice is yours, Acosta, but yeah, you got to do that with the coaching staff. You're going to have to draft some offensive linemen to protect Lamar Jackson, and in the free agency, you better get us some receivers because these receivers ain't cutting it. With that being said, I got nothing else to say. This is an absolutely pathetic performance. Another embarrassing playoff loss, but you know what? I'm so used to it now. So I'm going to just move forward, I'm not going to let them ruin my night. I didn't really sleep at all today. I had to go to work and stuff, and I'm already tired, but it is what it is. Team loses, embarrass themselves again. That's just how it is. Unfortunately, I just don't have the anger I did in last year's playoff game because I've come to accept that this is who the Ravens are, and this is how they're going to continue to be if they don't make changes. This team's not built to win a Super Bowl. I'm talking about how we're built to have it go on a playoff run. You're not built to go on a playoff run. You were never built to go on a playoff run. You know you weren't built to go on a playoff run. You know that. You know you weren't built to go on a playoff run. At the end of the day, it is what it is, man. So with that being said, that is all I got. I am very tired. I've got nothing left to say. I'll probably be back later on to talk about how this team needs to make improvements moving forward, how Greg Roman possibly needs to be fired. I don't know what Lamar needs to do in the offseason. We'll see what happens. With that being said, I'm gone. I don't know what to say. Thanks for watching. I'm out of here. We'll see you next season, Baltimore.